We started this project because, one, it gives my students a chance to learn history from first-hand accounts. Okay, the textbook is extremely downplaying everything. The Korean War is less than a page in my textbook. Okay, the Korean War. Vietnam, they spend more time on the opposition, the protests. They even have a picture of Jane Fonda in my textbook than they do actually about the veterans themselves. So the oral history project allows my students, 14 and 15-year-old students, to sit down and record the stories from our local veterans. All right, like I said, I've been doing this project for 12 years. It has allowed me to teach my students technology. All right, and these are inner city kids. The other thing I've got to promote is I've been doing this for 12 years. This was not a one-time deal and then out the door. We collect between 40 and 50 interviews per year and send all this information to the Library of Congress. And that's a huge accomplishment when you consider that the district does not give me 1 cent for my project. Everything's through donations and grants. The other thing that has helped me out quite a bit is Dr. Gordon has suggested is we have made lots of contacts with the local community. We love our Vets Day. We bring in about 60 veterans to come in and talk to the kids on Valentine's Day. We support our local VA. The World War II group that we've interviewed probably, I guess out of the 500 we've collected, probably about 200 have been World War II veterans. That group is disappearing, and now our focus is turning and shifting towards the Vietnam veterans. And I can see that they're going to play a bigger role in our future. I met Dr. Gordon because when he came on board at Bridgette State and started talking about doing more for veterans, they connected he and I together, Dr. McCollum and others, because I've been doing the project. And so I've made that jump from teaching 14-year-olds, which is really easy to do, to teaching adults how to do the project. There are more challenges. And teaching veterans in particular to interview other veterans. One of the drawbacks my students face is that a veteran will only say so much in front of a 14, 15-year-old child. They'll only say so much in front of me, all right? And so some of my veterans had said that, I could have told more, but, I can't say that to you or to a child. And so this kind of ties into veterans interviewing veterans. All right, so I started teaching, this will be my 4th year teaching at Bridgette State. And we together have kind of like developed this program in which the students learn how to do oral histories, first audio, then they do an actual long video oral history, and then they create a Ken Burns product, a 6 minutes viewer-friendly history, because let's face it, most of us are not going to sit down, most of the general public is not going to sit down and watch an oral history. All right, they'll be snoozing after the credits start to roll, okay? So let's create something that the general public will appreciate and also can get people to see the value of doing these interviews. All right, and that is the Go Forth interview that we're going to look at right now. Maybe make it smaller again.
Time they asked me if I had a prerequisite of when I would like to go in, and I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I would like to not go in. I said, I'm not going to Canada. I said, but I'd like to postpone the whole thing. And she kind of chuckled and says, well, we can't do that. You should have been drafted before you graduated, but we noticed you were still in school. And I said, well, if I'm going to be able to pick a date that I want to go in, I'd like to go in on my birthday. And that was August the 23rd. I graduated June the 3rd and had July to just piddle around and waste some time before I went into service. And I went in August 23rd, 1969. So after, I think it was about 2 weeks maybe, they shipped me out to LZ Hawk Hill, AK number 29, to 23rd Medical Battalion, LZ Hawk Hill. And that's where I spent my whole 10 months and 27 days. Whenever there was casualties came in on the helipad, it was all hands on deck. It wasn't one of those deals where just a few guys took care of them. Everybody on the hill chipped in and did their part. There were days when we had 300 casualties come through there, wounded and dead. Well, we only had 4 or 5 good surgeons, doctors that really knew what they were doing. And that's just too many for us at rush hour like that to have 300. We didn't have the facilities, we didn't have a place to lay all the cots and wounded. And that was probably what I spent most of my time doing. And I kept a guy alive. He was never going to make it, but I was giving him CPR and kept him alive for at least 10 to 12 minutes myself, just feeling his heart and keeping it pumping. And then the doc says, go. He said, go ahead and stop, he said. And I said, Doc, I said, he's still alive. And the doc says, go. He said, even if he lives, he's going to be a vegetable. He said, just go ahead and let him go. And those things like that were hard to take. They were hard to swallow, and they're hard to swallow to this day. And especially when you don't even know the guy's name. I got a buckle on my belt. It's from being a world champion or a state champion cat roper. When I got home from the service, all I wanted to do was run away from the war. And I wanted to hide. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to stay occupied. I loved horses, and I had them before I went to the service. And I knew the kind of love that they could share with you. So I obligated myself to go ahead and drown myself trying to be the next world champion cat roper. I bought 2 or 3 really good expensive horses. I bought 10 or 12 head of cattle, and I practiced. I practiced every night after working 8 and 10 hours a day. I'd come home and rope before I'd go to bed. I just foundered myself with those kind of hard work efforts. And they paid off for me. They paid off in the long run. And I bought about 30 years of not thinking about Vietnam and being occupied. And then, after all these years, I realized that we can't forget. We can't forget the guys that gave their life and gave their all. I've been rodeoing real hard and heavy and been traveling 9 states, had 5 different rodeo cards in my pocket. I went to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I walked into one of the convention centers, and there was a guy there in a wheelchair with no legs. And there was a guy with a beard and long hair standing beside of him. And the booth said, Vietnam Veterans Against the War. The guy in the wheelchair rolled out around the corner and came up to me and says, were you in the service? And I go, yes, sir, I was in the Army. He said, was you in Vietnam? And I go, yes, sir, LZ, all killed, AK number 29. He said, welcome home, brother. And he just reached out to hug me in his wheelchair. And I just started crying profusely. And it took me a long time to figure out why I was crying, but I never had that happen to me before. And that was the day that my war caught up with me. The hatred that built up inside to where you couldn't get rid of it. And I came home with it, and I couldn't get rid of it. It was in me, and it has been in me for all these years. Now, I'm too old to worry about it. I don't think about it near as much now, but the hatred's gone compared to what it was. Some of us are better at hiding it, and others can't hide it. And me, I feel like I'm just in the middle. I've got enough hold of myself that I can carry on everything I need to carry on and do, and have for the last 45 years.
So I'd like to introduce Jeniffer Seavey, is the project coordinator currently for the Veteran Voices Project at Wright State University. She's an anthropology student.
Okay, so the Veterans Voices Project is veterans encouraging other veterans to share their story. We collaborate with WYSO, and we have a new season coming out starting on Veterans Day. And we send copies of the interviews to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., as well as their story in Wright State University's digital archives. There is also access to our stories in Ohio Link, which is available throughout libraries in Ohio. This is an example of how many people have viewed it, and I normally get an update every month from the library. Through this project, we are able to bridge the gap and connect generations of service members and veterans, as well as we're able to educate the public. We look for veterans through many avenues, such as the Dayton Veterans Center, Champaign Aviation Museum in Urbana, the National Air Force Museum, Dayton Honor Flight, Hospice of Dayton, VFWs and American Legions, and also Word of Mouth. We follow a questionnaire given to us by the Library of Congress. We've added our own updates for Iraq and Afghanistan vets. And once finished, we are able to give the copies of the interview to the veteran, as well as gift them with a coin as a thank you for sharing their story. The military community and public recognize what the Veteran Voices Project team is doing. We are preserving history and connecting with one another. It is important that we're able to continue so that memories and stories are not forever lost, that we remember to connect again with the man on our left and the woman on our right. That is not just history anymore, it is present with us. I'd like to add how this project has affected me. I'm currently working on a bachelor's degree in anthropology at Wright State University. Studying culture is what I enjoy, and being an Army veteran myself, military culture has become a passion of mine. This project allows me to utilize my experience and passion. My great-grandfather was in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II as a flight navigator. Unfortunately, he never really talked about his experience, and all I have is just bits and pieces of information that has been passed down to me through family members, because he's no longer with us. As a child, I never could really truly appreciate all that he went through, his life before and after the war. And as an adult, I wish I had the opportunity now to look back over his story and hear about all the adventures he was on, the good and the bad. I feel closer to him, however, when I'm interviewing World War II veterans like Red Ketchum and George Snook. I interviewed them at the Champaign Aviation Museum where they volunteer, and they come in just about every day to help rebuild a B-17 with a sense of humor and determination to get the job completed. They took me on a tour and explained the process of putting together the plane and allowed me to sit inside the B-17 where my great-grandfather would have sat as the navigator. Red Ketchum was trained to be an aerial photographer, and he mapped the European and African theater. George Snook was enlisted to become a mechanic, but ended up being trained as a gunner. Also, George's commanding officer happened to be Jimmy Stewart, the actor. Both of their stories are unique and memorable, and this is why everyone's story counts and should be told, because someone will connect with these stories regardless of gender, ethnicity, and age. I connected because they reminded me of my great-grandpa, and I would have never had this experience unless I was part of the project. Another one of our projects is going to the Student Veterans of America Conference in January, where we will present with the Library of Congress on how we've been able to create this project through their lead and teach others how they can have this opportunity in their community and their schools. I know myself and the team are not the only ones who need this type of connection with their fellow comrades, and I'm thankful that the Veteran and Military Center is in place at Wright State University. It has been a gift to service members and veterans alike, because without the generosity of others and everyone, myself and everyone working on the project would have never had this opportunity. The friendships I've made and the stories I've heard are irreplaceable and incredible, and we continue striving to keep history alive by preserving